It's Friday then. It's Saturday, Sunday. What? It's Friday then. Saturday, Sunday. What? Yeah, it's okay.
What's up? This is Jeff. Welcome to Jeff's podcast. And before the start of the show, I would like to shout out to Honda Philippines Incorporated, courtesy of Honda Motorcycles. Today, we're talking about one of the most relaxing anime series for the spring season, where the story centers of a young girl and her motorcycle. I'm going to talk about Tony Koken's Super Cup. The story of Super Cup takes place in the Mokawa area of Hokuto, located in Yamanashi Prefecture in Japan, and follows Koguma, a lone and gruff girl with no hobbies or interests. After an encounter with the Honda Super Cub, which is the Super Cub 50, she begins to grow and her world expands beyond herself. The novel promotional posters and the official novel site promote the commemoration of 100 million units sold for the Super Cub. She began riding her granny bike to school. One day, when Koguma decides she'd like to get a motorized bike of some sort, she then resolves to get a Honda Super Cub from a local dealer. Because of this, she eventually makes new friends with Reiko and Eniwa. For those who know about the model, it is one of the most produced motor vehicles in history, selling more than 100 million units worldwide in 2017. And there are plenty of Super Cup variants to choose from the C50 to the C70 series, including the C70 and the C70 Passport, C90, and the C100 series, including the C100 and C100EX. The Super Cub has been compared to the Ford Model T, Volkswagen Beetle, and the Jeep as an icon of 20th century industry and transport. The configuration for the design is called the Step 2 or underbone motorcycle. By some criteria, the type of motorcycle the Super Cub falls into is difficult to classify, landing somewhere between a scooter and a motorcycle, and sometimes it was called a moped, Step 2, or scooterette. The Super Cub launched in 1958, 10 years after the establishment of Honda Motor Company Limited. The Super Cub sold poorly at first, owing mainly to the recession in Japan, and then 3 months after the 1958 launch, when customer complaints began rolling in about slipping clutches. Honda salesmen and factory workers gave up holidays to repair the affected Super Cubs, visiting each customer in person. After the repair of the Super Cubs, everything is back in place, and to make sure that the Super Cubs is improved, including safety, comfort, and performance. There are also variants for the Super Cub, such as the Sports Cub, also known as the Sport 90. The C110 Sports Cub launched in October of 1960, and it was more like a traditional motorcycle that the rider had to straddle, not a step through. It had a different frame with the fuel tank on top of the frame and in front of the seat, and the frame's steel tube spine ran horizontally from the head tube to the seat. Next is the C series, including the CC100, debuted in 1960, using the same engine in a much smaller frame with only 5-inch wheels. First of the Honda C series is the CC100, was meant only as a short-distance novelty or paddock bike, but instead found popularity in the monkey bike niche. And last is the CT series, which is an on- and off-road version of the Super Cub, also known as a trail bike. National Sales Manager of Honda Motor Company America Jack McCormack said that the Trail 50 and even more so the later Honda CB77 was the result of Honda's willingness to listen to and respond to customer demand. McCormack said about Japanese manufacturers their strength was that they listened to the marketplace. People always suggest that it was about Japanese management, and he was never impressed with the Japanese management. They did what no other motorcycle maker did. Super Cub Anime is one of the most relaxing spring anime titles that you're looking for, and also for the fans of the Super Cub. Honda produces the Super Cub for 6 decades, including the Philippines, which produced it in 1971. I don't know if Honda Philippines is planning to bring the Super Cub back to the Philippine market, and scooters such as the Honda Beat, but not the Honda Beat K car, or based on the Honda FC50 motorcycle, as well as the Click and Underbone bikes such as the Wave and XRM series, are popular here in the country. Yukio Michi plays the main character Koguma, and also did notice that she's an avid motorcycle rider, voice actress, and Japanese cosplayer. You'll be surprised for Seiyu or voice actor fans to learn on how to ride a car or a bike. Go check out Super Cub Anime, which streams on Muse Asia in Southeast Asia, including the Philippines, every Wednesday night. And shout out to Honda Philippines Incorporated, courtesy of Honda Motorcycles, for the topic. If you have comments or suggestions, let us know in the comments. Follow Jeff11 Manchester on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube at youtube.com/caferboy. And if you have a PayPal account, send us at paypal.me/Jeff11LFS or send it to Gcash if you're in the Philippines. Well, that's about it for Jeff's podcast. This is Jeff. We'll see you in the next podcast.